Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Oh.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. The Mick Ultras just don't crack as hard.
That's what she said.
Hey,
I don't know what that. Because she drinks Mick
no
Ultras.
drink while you finish off those last second taxes there, Tim.
Yeah, I got some documents here. I got some documents over here. Maybe, I don't know.
Pressing up to the last second, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, I was going to do it last night, but I was at a baseball game, so couldn't.
Good game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good game. All right, big week. We have our spring game on Friday. You guys looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's going to be good to see everybody. You know, get back together, whatever.
Full day.
And then meet the new coach, you know, because that's cool. And they're doing the press conference now, they've announced. So it's pretty much a full day, right? It's like starts at 12:30. Everything starts at 12:30, and then they're doing press conference with Coach McGee and then Coach Kremens, and yeah.
I thought it was kind of weird that they were doing the press conference, basketball press conference on the same day as football spring game. But as you said, starting with the press conference leading into the spring, it kind of makes it make a little bit more sense, because how many people were really gonna take off the Friday afternoon to drive downtown to go to something like this? But now you kind of have a lot more stuff going on and getting to meet the new coach, maybe a pretty well attended press conference, and then just keep everybody there for the spring game.
It works both ways, because the last bunch of coach announcements, whatever press conferences I've been to, they're pretty well attended when head coaches for basketball and football are announced. And so you get the people who want to go see that, and then they're going to stick around. And then you get the people who are going to come to the spring game, who now they can just come a little bit early and come see that. So you kind of get them feeding into each other. And Friday afternoon's going to be tough, but that's good scheduling for it, I think.
Yeah. And we were talking before we came on here, probably do a little light tailgate, go to the press conference, check that out, rush out to the car for a couple hours, pop a few cold and frosties, and then head back in.
I think it's just like an hour, man.
Well, the press conference won't be that long.
It's some really good scheduling on their part. I mean, look, they're already there. They're going to be there all day. Just stack them all together, right? Instead of doing a separate press conference for men's basketball, women's basketball, just be like, hey, look at all this new stuff.
But yeah, because they're doing the women's basketball too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They're doing that whole thing as well.
And then spring game at 3, they're still out of there on a Friday at like 5 or 6. They're good to go, man. They're like, man, we're 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's what it was. They didn't want to work on a Saturday, so they wanted to have everything over and done with by 5, 6 o'clock on a Friday afternoon.
We're joking, but I bet that crossed somebody's mind.
Oh, I'm sure it did. I mean, I would personally prefer this to be on Saturday. Just me.
Yes.
Yeah,
Saturday
definitely.
morning, Saturday midday, perfect. Let's do it. You could do the press conference on Saturday too, for all I care. Sure, have everyone come out on Saturday.
I think Saturday at noon would be great. Maybe, or hell, if you could even wanted to do it at 11 o'clock or something like that, make it a really early type thing. And that way people will still have the rest of their day to do whatever they want to do, but they can get out there, and when it's nice and cool and gorgeous and awesome, it's when it should be. I know how many other programs, I haven't looked it up, are doing their spring game on a Friday. It's
a Friday
weird.
Before work is over, even.
Right.
Not even Friday. It's not Friday at 6 or 7. It's Friday at 3.
Friday, also a day where students there's not a lot of Friday classes. Then you also have got the majority of your fan base lives outside of downtown Atlanta. So they've got to come in on the traffic. And then they've got to come in with the idea that I'll be leaving around 5 or 6 o'clock in rush hour Friday traffic. So yeah, not the most brilliant idea there.
You just got to plan to stay longer, go to the brewery.
Yeah, don't tease me with a good time.
I don't want to leave in that traffic.
Fun. Make a full day of it. Use those vacation days, right?
What they're there for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're there. And it's after someone else said, it's after tax day. So all the accounting people don't have that excuse of not being able to come out. But
we got at least 2 that we tailgate with.
Exactly. Which, since there's only 12 fans, that is like 15% of the entire fan base.
It's a big percentage of people. We're increasing. Yeah, definitely. Saturday we would get 2 more probably. So,
I'll be interested to see how they do the spring game. If it's going to be they haven't really said anything about it before. Originally it was like first team offense versus like first team defense or whatever, and then they had like the captains and they split the teams
That's
up,
right,
and
that's right.
you had kind of a mixed bag in there. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, right?
We'll see. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I left my beer on the counter and it's not with me. And this is unacceptable for this podcast. I am dying right now. I am
There you
dying.
go. Get it done.
Be right back.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Oh man, but I think it's going to be a good time. And then if we just go out to the car and spend about an hour and pound back as many beers as we can for free, and then go spend money on expensive beers.
Spend as much money on one beer that we spent for the case of beer that's in our cars.
Yeah, that's fine.
We will
I
not be
accept
driving
it.
home.
That's right.
Right.
We're gonna go to the brewery. We already said that, right? And drink some more.
That sounds like a fantastic idea to me. I'm a big. I always want to go to a brewery. I sit at home some days, like when there's nothing going on, like on a Saturday or Sunday, no sports, no anything. I'm like, I could go for a brewery right now. Just go sit out there by myself at a table, just drinking, firing up conversations with random strangers and stuff. They love
the weather's been fantastic.
It has been great. It's that point where it's still cool in the morning. Like when you walk outside in a pair of shorts and t-shirt, like, oh man, this is cold. And then by lunchtime, you're like, this is gorgeous. We went to the taco place today for dinner with the family and just sat out there. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we've been hitting up the fire pit, and it's been really, really nice. But it's funny because we went to get firewood this last weekend, and a couple places were like, oh, it's not the season for that. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not the season for that? It's nice to be outside right now. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
But I guess it's because it's a lot of fireplaces it's not winter.
And fire's awesome. Fire's always awesome.
It's been really cool. We go set up the speaker out there and just chill for a couple hours and, Lizzie burn shit.
Before the bugs are in full force. So
they haven't really been bothering us that much. I've been blaming the fire, but it's probably a little cool for them still too.
Yeah. Well, Tim can join in when he gets back. I wanted to talk about there was a little bit of scheduling news that came out today. I'm not sure if you saw it, but they changed the date of our game against ECU in 2027. And this is something that I had pointed out before. The way that the schedule was lined up, they had I think ECU was like week 5 or something in the season, and we had our full out of conference slated, and it would mean that we had no out of conference game scheduled on week 2. And I looked at what the rest of the meaning that Sun Belt would have to schedule a conference game for week 2. And I went back and I looked at it. There was only 2 teams in the Sun Belt that did not have an out of conference game scheduled for week 2, but they also still needed to schedule one more game. So they were probably going to schedule on a week 2. That's when you tend to do these things. So there was a very big chance we were going to have a week 2 bye if something didn't happen. I think that I'm going to take credit for exposing that and something being done about it. But maybe athletics actually got their ducks in a row and figured something out and decided that they would address it. But, ECU had to agree to it too, so
that's
cool.
What we're talking about.
I bet ECU is the one who needed to reschedule it, so they were like, "Hey," and they were like, "Oh man, David did complain about that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take credit."
If that was their thing, they're probably like, David, he's gonna think we can't do this. We can't let him think that this is something that he got done."
No matter what, the thought process was centered around you, though.
Yeah, I mean, every decision
it always is.
Yeah, every decision.
Nothing happens in athletics without them worried about what I think of it, right?
Timing wise too, right? Nothing on Tuesdays.
Yeah, they thought we were going to be.
Threw a curveball.
They thought we recorded last night.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what the actual schedule is for 2027. Yeah, so we got Gardner Webb, and then we're at East Carolina, then UAB the following week, and then we're at Clemson like in November. A weird late out of conference thing that's not like their cupcake week. It's not like the weekend before they play like the in-state rival like we would get when we played Alabama and crap, get them before Auburn. But
could be fun to go though. I mean, who knows? Clemson could be hot garbage and we'd be like rolling in there. Well, I don't know. You never know.
That's too easy of a trip not to go,
I know.
Do you think that, Brian, if you do, don't sleep in, okay? If
not making any promises.
Being November 6th, we'll know what kind of team we have. Like when we have when we're playing the big power program in the first 1 or 2 weeks of the season, we still don't know what we have. Even if we win against the FCS team in week 1, we still have no idea what kind of team we're going to have when we play the Power 4 team. By November of the season, we'll know exactly what to expect. So that's one of those ones like, yeah, it's an easy trip, makes sense to go, but at the same time, like there's a really good chance that come then we're 0-7 or whatever it is. Like,
I mean, it's a fun trip regardless. And if we are hot garbage at that point, let's just go up there and just be like trash talking. Who cares? Like, oh, we're going to beat you. It'll be like 1-7, 8, whatever.
If we do it, last time we went, it was a day trip. And I think if we do it again, I don't want to do that. I want to drive up there on the Friday
and
hang out in the Clemson bars on that Friday night, go to the game and be able to crash and come back, good on Sunday. Now, it'd be cool if it turns out that, the Falcons are playing up the street in Charlotte that weekend, too. That'd be pretty awesome.
Love the doubleheader.
I'm still waiting for a double dip game. I've never been able to get 2 games out of one trip before. So that would be...
How close is Charlotte though? Because that seems like it's still probably pretty far from Clemson, because Clemson's so close.
Yeah, well, Charlotte's like a 4-hour drive from Atlanta, so
it's probably 2-ish.
It's probably another 2 hours.
Yeah, I'd be all in for that. That'd be fun.
But Clemson's not right off the highway, right? Wouldn't we have to exit the highway?
It's a little bit.
Yeah. Not super bad, but yeah, it's not like.
Now, last time though, we did talk about a very fun trip, which would be like renting a pontoon on Hartwell and riding it up, and taking that to Clemson. You can take a boat right up to where the stadium is. I think it's close if it's not right at it.
Awesome.
I didn't know that.
We need to look into that because like that when I did the Army ferry that went up the Hudson to West Point, that was an awesome time. And this would just be, I guess, a smaller scale version of that, right?
2 hours, 15 minutes, David. We're good from Clemson to Charlotte.
Right.
2 hours from here to there. We're good.
The NFL schedule guys, get them.
Do you have any connections?
Clue them in, let them know what's going on. My luck will end up playing. Well, we'll be playing Charlotte that week, but it'll be in Atlanta, so play of a waste of it.
Yeah, and I'm not making shit up. I just looked at it, and we could take a boat. I don't know where you dock it once you're up there, but yeah, you could definitely take a boat to really damn close.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Just no one jump in the water late at night.
Yeah, I'll avoid that.
Yeah, that would probably have to be like an overnight thing and go back in the morning type of thing.
Yeah.
I like being on water. I do not like being in water, so I'll do my best to stay on board for that.
I have a irrational fear of jumping into a lake because I know there's like trees in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna impale myself.
Yeah, well, you're used to you grew up with a Lake Lanier being nearby, and you're like, yeah, you just jump off and stand on a bleacher from a football stadium or some crap like that.
I grew up going to Hartwell. Actually, that's like the lake my dad always brought us to. So that's where I did all my camping and boating and all kinds of stuff.
Interesting.
That stuff all sounds absolutely miserable to me.
That was the first lake I've ever jumped into ever, because I grew up in South Florida. So like lake, no beach. Like why would you go to lake? I was like, this is just honestly. I was like, so does it just jump in? Like it's disgusting looking water.
Yeah,
I was not a fan. Like growing up on East Coast Florida, man, beaches pristine, pretty blue water, clear.
There's a reason why I went to a university in downtown Atlanta with no large bodies of water anywhere nearby. I have zero interest in any of that.
I still think that's
I did say it was an irrational fear. It's not that bad. It is really nice to jump in.
When they did tell me that there's like trees and stuff that they just left, I guess, when they filled the lake, I'm like, what?
There's like whole towns under there.
Yeah. It's like
they just flooded the area, and so there's like, barns and houses and like all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
No wonder people die.
Oh, and tons of beer cans. My dad used to go scuba diving in the various lakes around, and it's just like he's at the bottom of like every lake in Georgia that he's been in. It's just beer cans everywhere.
I find that
That'd be super cool, but I want to do that my way, which is having one of those like little subs they had, the drone subs they sent down to the Titanic and everything. And so I want to be able to pilot that from the comfort of my own couch, where I can just kind of like
You got to avoid the
scoot
trees,
around.
man.
Yeah. Otherwise, not interesting. All right, we're getting
We're way
off topic. Right? There's not a lot that was really. There's not a lot to really talk about this week. The spring game, obviously, and then we had the change in the schedule. We got our first. Kremen's got his first signee. Was it Keeper Jackson?
He's a keeper.
He's a keeper.
It's a good name. That's a good sports name.
It is a good name, but like that's the only one we have.
But wrong sport, but good name.
I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah. What if he played soccer?
Yeah.
God, I wonder if his parents were soccer. Oh, whatever.
Maybe he's a dual sport guy. You know.
You don't see a lot of dual sport stuff anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's like it's either or type thing. It's like another. I remember when we had TJ Shipes, the talk was like, TJ could probably be, a good tight end. Get him out there, be a big guy. And Miles was like, "No, not happening." Or no, sorry, not Miles. Hunter. Hunter was like, "Nope, not happening."
Well, and a lot of times they'd be like track and field, but we got rid of our track and field program. So I bet a lot of them go out there with the because I think there's still like an unofficial program or whatever. People still get out there and do some of the stuff. I bet they still participate in some of that stuff.
I was gonna say, that athletic neighborhood thing they published in 2023, and it's got like the track and field highlighted in that blue over there. It's like, were they thinking about maybe bringing it back if we could take over those fields?
Yeah, but I think that Phoenix 2 Park gets used by the women's track and field team, right?
I don't know.
I think the problem is Title IX scholarships. So like you gotta have a plan to have whatever the balance is that you're supposed to have. That's all you have to do is plan for it. But you can't just like be adding men's scholarships while you say you have a plan.
Right. Yeah, they're always planning for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're researching the feasibility of adding another women's sport. That's good enough.
We have structures of plans at Georgia State. Yeah.
Did we talk about the flag football thing last week? I can't remember.
Yes,
we did. Yeah. I'd be all that would be
dumb.
A way to add what you think is dumb.
I'd go watch flag football. What do I watch flag football for? It feels like my friends or something. Maybe.
I think it'd be a great sport women's sport to add. I think it'd be awesome. I'd be all about it.
Speaking of football, I would love arena football. It was so much fun to go to.
The Forest was supposed to be coming back and playing at the box, and then it seemed like people didn't know what was going on. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody overheard someone say, "Hey, maybe you guys could play that thing at the Georgia State's new convocation center," and someone just overheard that and ran. That was actually happening because that was the only release about it, and then nothing ever happened. And the team's not even back around. There is no Georgia Force. But arena football is a lot of fun. I'd love to see that inside of the convocation center. I had season tickets back when they were playing at State Farm or whatever it was called back then. And
I think we had a player that played arena football too. Maybe for Georgia. I'm not sure if there was a team back then.
It's weird that we don't have more players, and now that we have like the UFL, that you don't see more Georgia State players playing in these other minor league team type things. Because like there is nobody from Georgia State playing in the UFL at all. That's just weird to me. Yeah. I was also there as apparently going in the Canadian Football League draft or something.
All right.
There was a profile. I watched the video. I meant to bring it up a week or two ago. There was a profile thing they did on him, talking about his experience, and obviously he was at a couple different schools, but a lot of highlight reels, clips from playing with Georgia State. They talked a lot about Georgia State in there, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, I think it was promoting him for the draft, I believe. So. Speaking of the draft, the stock on Ted Hurst keeps jumping up dramatically.
I saw that.
Got all the measurables right. I think last season he didn't perform as well as probably he would have liked to have performed, but I think he's got a lot of the intangibles there, and like with the right coaching and all that, he could probably do really, really well. It's not like he's got injury problems and stuff either,
There was a report. Someone said that Hurst went into the combine or went into whatever they were doing as a predicted third day guy, meaning like third, fourth round, and he came out of it looking like a solid second day guy. So
what is
that's
that?
awesome.
3 and 4? No, wait, that's 2 and 2.
That's just
That's just
two.
2.
Be round two. Round 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I did see one mock draft that I guess it must have been before that, or this guy had a different take or something, and they had Hurst going in the 4th round to the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, okay, never mind.
I was
like
like, oh man, that'd be awesome.
I was about to say F that guy, and I'm like, wait, no. Okay, cool. Let's do that.
You're just waiting on that jersey, aren't you?
I love that jersey so bad. I want a Georgia State player playing for the Falcons. And Hurst is the kind of guy that will actually play for the team versus like those guys that get picked up as an undrafted free agent or the late pick and then never sees the field or whatever. I want an actual player, not just somebody that signed to the practice squad or something, you know?
Yeah, makes sense.
But at this point, that would be doing a disservice to Hurst. He needs to, if he can get second round money, he needs to go somewhere. Just, dear God, please not the Saints.
Yeah. Oof. No, please don't do that. Don't do that.
I met up with a buddy of mine last night, old roommate of mine. We were like roommates for like 10 years, and he moved out to Denver, and he's a huge Atlanta sports guy. And I was asking him, yeah, it's like if you kind of adopted the Broncos as like your second team as whatever. And he's like, not as long as Sean Payton's the head coach. And I was like, yeah, there's a reason why you and I were buddies, and that led into talking about Will Lutz, and he likes Will Lutz as well, but he's like, yeah, as long as Sean Payton's the head coach there, yeah,
no way,
not supporting. And I'm like, yep, there is a reason you and I were roommates for so long. We are on the exact same page with, speaking of our irrational hatred for Saints or anything connected to the Saints.
It's very rational.
I've seen some of the posts on I can't say X, on Twitter. I don't even care. Just saying like, oh, well, his stats are kind of padded because he's playing against lesser talent. But I mean, he does all the things they want him to do in the combine. He looked great, fast. Like,
yep.
I think he'll be fine when he gets to the NFL.
He ran everything. Like I said, like, sure, maybe his stats look fabricated because playing against Sunbelt competition, but we weren't very good against Sunbelt competition, and he had a variety of quarterbacks throwing to him, and he still was able to make stuff happen.
That's very true.
And then he went to the combine or whatever it was and showed out and proved to everybody that, when given legit people throwing to him and routes to run, he can do it. He's the real deal. It'd be fun to see him actually really succeed, because we haven't had a skill player other than Albert Wilson to come out. And Wilson, as great as he is, just never really found a way to latch on. Even when he got the payday from Miami, COVID happened and he sat out that year, and then it just never worked out or whatever. But
yeah,
hopefully Hurst.
He did do well in the Senior Bowl. So I mean, and then hey, you're playing against higher level talent, right, to show off. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I get the take, but also like he's got the goods.
Senior Bowl is weird though too, because like you're not getting the best the seniors in the Senior Bowl, because the best don't want to risk getting injured or not looking perfect or whatever, so they don't go. And then you're not going to get the crappy seniors because they're just not going to get invited to it. So it's like you got that kind of like that middle of the road guys that are trying to really prove themselves, so make it play a little bit harder. I don't know, but yeah,
I think they don't go 100 either because they don't want to get hurt at the Senior Bowl.
that would suck so bad.
Oh my God. Blow out your knee.
You go out there and you tear your ACL, under some stupid mundane play, whatever, that doesn't count in an exhibition game.
Yeah.
All right.
The only thing I saw and thought was interesting was the Jonas Boys both ending up in Athens.
Saw that. Good for them.
Well, so we knew about Jarvis like before we knew about Crimmins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I saw a tweet today, and they were saying that Jonas Hayes, returns to Georgia, and Jarvis had like retweeted it with like
not the Jonas. My brain's not working today.
The Jonases, same thing.
So it's like a Mario or Luigi. The Mario brothers, it's the Jonas brothers. But Jarvis had like reposted with like the looky eyes thing, and so I was like, did they just get the wrong name? Did this person tweeting just use the wrong name, and Jarvis is kind of calling him out? Then it was later on I saw that no, Jonas and Jarvis reunited back again. Good for them. That's awesome. Weird.
It's probably a good get. He was a good assistant at Xavier,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe he's an assistant,
Yeah, I mean, they could probably help run practice and all that stuff. Like, they'll probably do fine doing that. Just
And recruiting,
not being a head coach, recruiting.
He's probably a very good assistant. He might even be a good head coach somewhere else, but he just wasn't here. So
no, there's no doubt in my mind. He will go on to be a legendary head coach, and it'll be stories about why did Georgia State get rid of him, or this Georgia State's so bad that not even Jonas Hayes could have gotten them playing well or something. It'll always come back and burn us in some way. That's just the way it happens.
Yeah,
I hope not.
Yeah, no, but obviously him and Jarvis both awesome dudes. Congrats to them. Best of luck. Do you think they'll work with Crimmins on getting Georgia on the basketball scout?
Man, I hope so. Although I hope we're not hot garbage when we play them. Yeah.
Well, right now we have a team of one.
Is that true?
I think there was somebody else that stayed, but Keeper is the only person that Crimmins has gotten on board so far. I don't know.
I wish we'd have kept Hamilton. He was solid. I mean,
hey, to go South Beach comes,
but
South Beach comes calling.
I guess if you want the beach, we don't have it. We have a lake.
Well, yeah, we've been over that. So Johnny went to FAU, and I don't know those blank school.
That's the good one.
Schools. That is the better one.
That's the good one.
Hey, you, David.
Is that the one that Lane Kiffin went to, or did Lane Kiffin was at FIU?
No, he was there. He was at FAU.
They have that really good owl logo.
Yeah, they have the owl.
Yeah. Their basketball arena kind of looks like the sports arena.
It does,
with less chain link fences and storage space.
Aren't they the ones though that had the football field for a very brief moment in time was sponsored by a private prison company?
Yes, I think so.
And then there was public backlash, so they were like, "Oh yeah, never mind, give their money back."
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Was it like a bond, like a bail bondsman type company sponsoring it?
No, private prisons.
Private prison.
Like a private prison company.
The joke would be if Georgia was sponsored by a bail bondsman, or like a
they are, so
a defensive driving school or something like that. DUI
or
school,
like a racing company. We can go the other way too.
A car company, a car dealership makes sense. Yeah, so Johnny went to FAU, but so when that came through, and there was in our group chat, there was some back and forth on it, and I had one who would respond like scenery. He's a young dude, and you get to go down to Miami, and they're probably paying him more money than Georgia State was able to put together for him. They were good-ish.
Yeah. Atlanta was fun. I'm here. I've done it. I've spent my time in Atlanta for my, whatever. I might come back here, but I'm gonna go spend some time down south for a little while.
I gotta think too, like if you were a player here and you went through the seasons we've gone through, you probably have a sour taste in your mouth. You're probably like, I'll just look somewhere else. I'm good. But I don't know if my new boss is gonna like me. Although I think he would have type mentality that he probably had. Or FAU is just like, hey, come get this American money.
American money.
I don't know. Are they American conference? Yeah, they are. Right?
Yeah.
It's all American money.
They probably have like a couple extra bucks than we have, right?
That was another thing.
What?
Speaking of conferences,
the record amount.
Yeah, like La Tech finally got their mediation over with and officially will be joining the Sun Belt come this athletic year, starting in this fall or July, I guess technically is when they join, whatever. But yeah, record amount. It's saying $8 million, but I don't think they're paying Conference USA $8 million. I think they're paying them like $4 or $5 million, and then which is like the exit fee, and then they're not going to get media distributions they were supposed to get, which total up to what would be the $8 million or something like that. Because it doesn't make any sense. Because it was like the initial number that Conference USA was asking for was like $4.5 or $5 million or something. So why all of a sudden in mediation does that number go up? I think they're just tacking on stuff that was not real money, but like,
well, it's real. Contracts work both ways.
Yeah, But you see what I'm saying. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they're cutting a check of $8 million. I think it's less of a distribution that was scheduled to go to them is going to them, something like that. So Conference USA is just holding on to more money than they would have been paying out. But I could be wrong. That's just my.
I mean, as
my
opposed
personal
to
opinion.
paying it out and then just having FAU give it right back to them, basically.
Or
Not FAU. Yeah, whatever.
La
Tech.
Tech. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess La Tech on the schedule. We'll see them in basketball at least. We won't be seeing them in football. I guess we'll see them in basketball. We may not. That could be the one team we miss out on, right? So we don't play one team from the West.
Sure, we don't.
That's weird.
I don't understand. I know it's because it's an imbalance of home and away conference games, but just one additional game and you play basketball doesn't have divisions. Sunbelt does not have divisions in basketball. They only have divisions in football. But so now we're playing every team in the conference and half of them twice, except for one team we're not playing at all. Just play the extra game.
Or cut one out of conference game from everybody's schedule. Just be like, hey, don't schedule one more. You know?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't think the out of conference part of it even comes into play. I think it's just the imbalance of how many teams in the conference will have home conference games versus away conference games. So, by adding that one additional game, half the league's going to have an additional home game. The other half of the league's going to have,
who cares?
Less. Yeah, I don't care. Alternate it every year, and who gives a crap, right? But
yeah, I figured it was because they do they're all home and homes in basketball, right? It's like you play
only with our Eastern teams. So we play, even though there's no divisions, we play Old Dominion and Jimmy Madison and Coastal Trash. We play them twice. We play a home and away with them. But then the West teams, even though they're not the West teams in basketball, we play one time, either home or away.
Fine with it. I don't care.
Yeah,
just add an extra game.
Yeah,
just add an extra game. It doesn't make any sense. But not that I'm anxious to get La Tech here.
I was kind of hoping they weren't going to get in. I don't know. Maybe it's a hope on hope. I don't need 2 Louisiana teams. I don't.
It would mess with the scheduling of football.
3 teams. Shit, Ryan, I can't even.
I don't know.
Why do we need 3 teams for Louisiana? Come on.
We don't.
Okay, there you go.
Look, Tim, you cannot leave ULM off ever because if ULM isn't here, we're the worst.
We are ULM.
So we need ULM so that we're not the worst.
Monroe and La Tech are like 30 minutes away from each other. They're like super close.
That rivalry must be good.
Well, no, because like La Tech wouldn't play them for the longest time. They were so much better. They were so superior. They wouldn't even put them on the schedule. And then there's all that controversy about the bowl game that was going to put the two of them in a bowl game together, and La Tech just backed out, and which meant that Monroe didn't go to a bowl game or something. There's some story about that. We talked about it in the past.
Well, they're about to play,
dude.
Right?
Yeah, they're about to play now. Oh, and now it's like Monroe's the one that got them in. Like they were the ones that were pushing really hard. They said that it would immensely help with their budgets because the travel costs. Like if one school coming in, affects your volleyball budget so much that you can have a sport versus not having a sport,
you're
in some
man.
bad position.
They just need to. I mean, you think 30 minutes. That's like Georgia State and Georgia Perimeter College. Maybe La Tech should just absorb ULM.
With the types of problems that a lot of those schools are having, Louisiana has way more big universities than they have population. Yeah. And Lafayette's running out of money. I think with the campuses being that close, I don't see any. It's the same thing as Kennesaw taking in a Southern Polytechnic.
Yep.
Why not?
Yep.
I would say that La Tech probably has the bigger brand, so you probably would go with La Tech over Monroe.
Yeah, there's a reason I went that direction. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it makes absolute sense to me.
Yeah, ULM is the poor one in this situation. I think they're both probably not rich, but yeah, definitely. Maybe someday, if they're both in the same conference already, it makes it that much easier too. You're just hey, we're just going to be one team now instead of
we're
two.
Just going to start being the same team. Well, it was when was it during the Vietnam or I don't know what the hell war was it where the Eagles and the Steelers combined to be the Steagles for a season?
Steagles. I did not know that.
Nice.
Was it Viet? What war? Was it World War? I don't know.
You're talking history, so
I don't know how long they've been around.
I'm also talking Pennsylvania NFL teams. But yeah, they were the
Also
Steagles
that.
for one season when they didn't have enough players, so the two teams combined.
So what are they going to do? So they like Louisiana Tech, great, paid this record fee to exit Conference USA. What's going to happen in like 3 years when this all falls apart? They're like, was it worth it?
Yeah, I think that the Sun Belt can begin renegotiations of their contracts starting next year. Maybe it's 2028.
Adding Louisiana Tech, it's definitely going to go up and down. No.
Well, somebody made a good point about, oh, do you think we can get more money now with La Tech coming in? And it was a rare message board post that made a lot of sense. Was the guy said, if Louisiana Tech could bring in more money than Texas State, then the Mountain West Pack or whatever that pack would have gone for La Tech over Texas State.
That's true.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't think La Tech joining increases the value of the conference to ESPN. That doesn't mean that the conference itself has not proven itself to provide more value to ESPN than it was when they signed the contract, whatever it was, 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll get more money as a conference once they renegotiate this. At least I hope so. I mean,
as much as I hate everybody in this conference with some glaring people the most, it really is the east side of the conference, at least in football and in most sports, that really kind of carry the conference. I don't like to admit it, but the App State and Coastal and Jimmy Madison really kind of have been the names and hear more about when it comes to Sun Belt football. And the West teams, Lafayette hasn't been good in a while. The West teams, outside of Southern Miss being good at baseball, there's really nothing going on over there. I don't know why the East teams don't just split off. And I know there's rules and regulations about what can happen, but if they were so intent on a tight regional rivalry type thing, then the East teams really should break off and be their own league. And I think that would end that, because they say all the time when they do the rankings of conferences, since the Sun Belt's the only conference that has divisions in it, they rank it and they'll rank the divisions separately, and the Sun Belt East is like the top G5 under Mountain West or something like that, or whatever, or Pac or whatever it was, or something like that. It was better, but then when you combine the two, the Sun Belt drops down to just better than Conference USA and MAC. That's my just rambling. Sorry. That's about it. Baseball swept Jimmy Madison over the weekend. At least that team can beat the purple people.
Jim, you can be beaten right now.
Apparently.
Yeah, and it was good too. I think we outscored them 25-6 or something in the 3 games. Yeah. It was I think it was a 10-5, a 10-0, and a 5-4 game. I think that's what the scores were. They beat Wofford, whatever, how you pronounce that school, yesterday, yesterday, and they got Coastal. I think they're at Coastal this week.
Is Coastal still good?
Sadly,
they've lost to no one, right, in this conference.
Yeah, but we swept Jimmy Madison following them having beaten number 13 UVA the previous week, or the previous game they had, or something like that. So we got.
Baseball's weird. Rotations and matchups and all that. Baseball's weird.
Baseball's very weird. It's very weird.
I mean, I hope we can. Cool. I hope we can beat them.
I'd love to at least steal one from them.
Just one.
Yeah, because I think we're 1 game under 500 right now. So
we need.
I'd love to get 2 out of them, but if we can get 1 out of them, be pretty nice. But all right, that's all I got. Are you guys good? We got a late start this evening, and we're a day behind, so we are going to not do last call. Is that agreed upon?
And we'll see everybody. We'll do last call live, not recorded, at the spring game right after the press conference.
There you go. Ooh. Between the press conference and the start of the spring game, we'll get on location, live on location.
Mm-hmm.
Non-recorded. Got to be there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Tim, you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Take us out.
Thanks for listening. Hope you figured out when we were recording a day later and an hour and some change later. If you like what you heard, you didn't join our Patreon at patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You'll get live streaming access to Last Call, which we are probably not doing tonight, but we'll see. Discounts on merch, group chat action, and bevs at Tailgates. $5 a month, that's all it takes. Please support us, please. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.